Please welcome Molly Shannon! Cut your dick in two on a brioche bun.
Oh my God, word for word, that's what they wrote for me. Because people asked me if I improvise, and I was like, nope.
Not that one.
Will Ferrell and his team of writers, that is exactly what they wrote, and it was fun to perform.
Yeah. Also, what an honor for them to write those words, knowing you're going to be excited to say those words.
I know, exactly.
The Hawk, you know, you play a very mean wife.
Yes.
I've only known you for 35 seconds, but you seem, and you have a reputation of being a nice person.
Yeah.
How were you able to play mean so well? Do you hate Will that much?
I know. That's so funny. Well, when Will asked me to do it, I was on the phone, and he goes, Molly, can you play my wife in this TV show? And you have to yell at me. Yeah. And I said, yes, of course, because it's Will Ferrell. Like, of course. You just say yes. Yeah. You don't look at a script. You say yes. Right. But in all honesty, I was like, really? You think I'm right for that? It requires real acting ability because Will and I are so close in real life that we are thick as thieves. Yeah. We've been friends for 30 years. Yeah. We're such good buddies, and so it's hard.
What's the key to you guys being good teammates together? Because I mean, I remember watching you together in SNL.
Yeah.
And in this whole series, is it that you support each other? How do you do that?
Exactly. Very. We really support one another. We knew one another years ago when we were first starting out in comedy, doing, you know, little gigs at comedy clubs, sketches, and he came into my restaurant. I waited on him. We met through a mutual friend. You
were working at a coffee shop?
I worked at a coffee shop.
And was Will a famous actor yet?
Oh, no, he was just doing the Groundlings Comedy School, and I worked across the street at Melon Rose Baking Company, and a friend said, I really think you're going to like this guy, Will. And I go, yeah, bring him over to my restaurant. And he came in and...
It's funny, when I go to coffee shops in L.A., I think, look at all these losers, but really, I should be saying, these could be the next Molly Shannon and Will Ferrell's hanging out here.
Oh, yeah, that's funny.
True. You write about a lot in your book,
Yeah.
which, man... I love your memoir. You're so open and honest. There's so many funny stories. So many of your characters have this physical toughness attribute.
Interesting.
Right? Even that clip, you're going like this. I love Mary Catherine Gallagher. I mean, she's constantly...
Thank you. Yeah.
It's hard not to just do Superstar when I see you.
Yeah, oh, good. I love that.
Do you approach a character wanting to use your body in a physical way?
I think
Is that the smartest question you've ever heard from anybody?
I love that. Yeah. Do I approach it wanting to use my body? No, I don't really think about that. But I do think that after my mom died when I was little. We were in a car accident, and I think I had a recklessness when I did comedy where I just didn't care. I would be so wild when I did Mary Catherine Gallagher. Yes. I did it in my stage show. And I would definitely hurt myself. My legs would bleed. I would, in the stage show, I would climb the rafters. I would do crazy improvs, and I felt nothing. And then I would wake up in the morning, I'm like, oh my God, I'm like bruised and cut. And I kind of treated it like punk rock, but I had a recklessness because I think I, went through trauma when I was little, so I just didn't care. I thought of it like I just didn't care. But I would say, and Sally O'Malley is kind of me imitating my dad. It's like a character who looks kind of like she's limping, she's weak, but then she can kick. It's like she has power. Yeah. So it was based. Yeah. Thank you.
Are we still able to act with that physicality? I mean, look, my back hurts sitting here for 30 minutes. My back hurts.
That's so funny.
Are you still able to superstar it?
Yes, I can still do it. But I was going to say, so that character is basically, because my dad had a brace on his leg after our car accident, it's kind of like I'm doing an impression of when I was little, my dad couldn't walk fast. I couldn't jump on his lap because he was injured. Yeah. So I think it's supposed to be kind of like, I may look weak. I look like I'm limping, but it was like my wish for him to kick the braces off his legs, like be strong, like I can you all.
Yeah, I mean,
you know what I mean? Kind of like he's a powerhouse.
But even,
sorry to swear.
even tying this trauma from your childhood into a character years later at SNL, it's like when we watch you, it has a therapeutic release. I don't know if it's for you. It is for us, but they're so grounded in reality.
Yeah. Thank you. But to answer...
Is that the second most important question you've ever
I
heard in your life?
I love it. But I was going to say, to answer your question, like when I went back for the 50th,
Yeah.
I thought they might want me to do Sally O'Malley because she's 50, it's the 50th. And I was like, oh God, can I still do this? And so I definitely exercise and stretch and swim. And I want to make sure I can still do that because it's not, it's, it takes physical ability.
I'm from Michigan.
Oh my
You're
gosh.
from Ohio.
I'm from Ohio,
Midwest.
yeah.
I'm always rooting for all Midwest people to make it in show business.
Oh my God,
it's
I
the
love
best.
it. Yeah.
The hardest I ever saw my father laugh. Okay,
Yeah.
I know the 2 times, and I'll share with you the 2 times. And you have not asked, but I'll be happy to share.
Okay.
The second hardest he ever laughed was when we were watching A Fish Called Wanda together.
Yeah.
And he fell off the couch laughing. The hardest I ever saw him laugh was when you did Jeannie Darcy,
Oh
the
my
stand-up
gosh,
comic in the
yes.
old person's home,
Yes.
who has this confidence, even though she's not really good at stand-up comedy.
Yes.
And people are literally dying around her.
Dying.
I just want to share with you how much joy that my father's no longer with us, but I think of him laughing like that. And isn't that cool? I get to talk to you. You're Jeannie Darcy.
I love that. Yes.
The great memory.
I love that your dad. That's really cool.
Yeah.
That he loved that because that was kind of toward the end of my run on SNL, and I was so tired of him getting laughs all the time. I was like, it's hard.
Let's bomb on purpose.
It's hard. Comedy's hard.
Yes.
I think Conan said it once. He's like. Do you know how exhausting it is to constantly be thinking of comedy bits or to be funny? I'm actually a little more serious in real life.
Okay.
But that character was a reaction to, I want to do a character that's like a terrible comic. She does not get laughs. I did it almost as a creative exercise, like a bad stand-up who's really awkward and should not be in the field of show business. But she keeps trying, and so it was based on that. And I really just did it to make Will Ferrell and Jimmy Fallon laugh. And so Scott Wainio wrote that sketch in the old age home where people are dying, and she doesn't even care. She keeps doing her act.
I mean, I, as a stand-up comic myself, I've done hard shows, and I think, well, it can't be as bad as Jeannie Darcy. I mean, that's.
Let me ask you a question. Do you feel?
You're not allowed to ask me.
Do you feel, Michael, like comedy and joking is a way to? Do you look at it as like wanting to bring people closer or to push people away?
Well, I think. For me, I mean, if we're going to do this shit, let's get into it. I'm the youngest of 4.
Yeah.
And I truly think, even at this age, I'm just trying to get my parents to pay attention to me.
Oh.
So.
Is that right?
I mean, I think.
Both of them?
Yeah, both of them. And I think it was a busy house. A lot was going on. You felt loved, but there's just a lot going on, Molly.
Yeah, 4 kids, sure.
Yeah, and I remember like the very first time I ever got a laugh, I was like, oh, this is good. They're actually looking at me and want me to talk.
Aww,
right? So
sweet.
comedy takes on a therapeutic element.
What was your first joke where you got them to laugh, or what when you were a little kid? Like
the first joke, or the first joke that got them to laugh?
The first time, the first time you made them laugh and realize, like, ooh, that's good.
On stage or my family?
In your family.
Yeah, my brother and I used to do Michael Jackson moonwalk impersonations, and I remember seeing them be excited and laugh with us. So that was fun.
That's so cute.
But enough about me.
That's sweet.
Do you feel the Midwest shaped you at all?
Yes.
Where you're at? Tell me how, because I love sharing. If there's anyone from the Midwest listening, I want them to know, like, you can still make it in showbiz.
Yeah. There's a lot of funny people that come from the Midwest,
I agree.
and we grew up in a double house. We split paper towels in half, and my dad would have us sneak into the pool so we didn't have to pay. He would say you're, under 13, and we would, and then we'd go to Geauga Lake, and he would want us to hop the fence, and we didn't have to pay, and so it was like, and it was snowing, and I just feel like Midwestern. I feel like there's good values from Ohio, and I try to bring those, and Michigan, and I try to bring those the politeness to show business. I think I treat Lorne Michaels. He probably thinks of me as a very Midwestern girl. I'm polite, and grateful, I would say.
Yeah, and even just from watching you interact, you treat everybody with a level of respect. But to me, that seems Midwest.
Yes. And I think when people get really miserable in show business where they're snapping or, you know, being nasty to people. I get like they must be unhappy. Like, you know, I don't want to be like that. I come from knowing the value of, I started out working in restaurants, I bussed tables, and my dad, I remember, picked me up after my, you know, restaurant job, and I was like, it's so tiring, you have to bust these tables, and he was like, that's how you make $1, and it's important for you to understand that hard work that's, you know, what it takes to make $1. He was tough.
I mean,
you know?
you were grinding. You reference this in the book a lot, which I was so thankful of. You were grinding out, getting people to show up to your one-woman show.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's how a Midwesterner works.
Yes, exactly.
I love that.
And also, I think it was important to. I was like, you know, it doesn't matter what happens. I'm doing what I love. I'm doing my show. This is very meaningful. You know, I was working in restaurants, but I'm passionate and I get to do that. And I was really into creative visualization. I would write stuff in the present and as if it already existed. Like, I'm on Saturday Night Live. I'm making millions of people laugh. I wrote it in a book. I have a book that I wrote all that. And I would buy people tickets who couldn't afford it because I truly believed that the money would come back to me. So I was very into like a spiritual practice with my comedy. Yes, isn't that interesting?
And then I also love in the book, you then say, and then after a while, I realized this wasn't paying off, so I said, this, and I took a year off. And then you got SNL!
Yes.
I used to write in my tennis notebook, I will respond well to pressure.
I like that.
Yeah,
you did? I will.
But then I would double fault on match point, so it was kind of like...
Oh, my God.
You experienced such a tragedy at a young age.
Yes.
You were age 4, you lost your mom, your sister, and your cousin in a car accident.
Yes.
But...
Thank you.
You are this positive ray of light. It feels like a lover of your life. How did you do that?
That is so hard. It was very hard.
How did you choose? Because people experience tragedy and maybe don't do that.
Yeah. I think it was like, it gives me like, it was very sad. I only had my mom for 4 years.
Yeah.
But it gives you a gift of life and appreciation of like, oh, I'm so glad I at least had her for 4 years. Yeah. And it gives you a kind of resilience where I could handle the punches in show business because I was like, nothing will ever be as hard as that.
Yeah.
Like, it was just like such a loss, and it informs how I am as a parent. Like, I can't believe I'm alive in my house, and I live far beyond the years of my mother, and I just think, like, I think of life really like, this is it. Like, you're batting up. It's like a kind of urgency for life and time with people, and your time is your life. So it gives you this like almost gratefulness. Does that make sense? And I was very close to my dad, and so...
The stories of your dad in your book are tremendous.
Thank you.
What an awesome guy who supported you in so many ways, and I am so thankful of your memoir because you were open and vulnerable, and thank you for writing that.
Thank you.
A few more things.
Yeah.
You've really been generous with your time.
Oh, good.
Your daughter just graduated from Tisch.
Yes.
She wants to be an actress? Or
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
Isn't that amazing?
Yes.
Does she have to do the same things that you did to make it? Has it changed all these years? What advice have you given her?
Yeah.
And does she even listen to you because you're mom?
I want to say too, my son Nolan is in college and he's an amazing surfer. I like bragging about both my kids.
Well, but also, you post these awesome videos of him surfing.
I know,
it's so cool.
He's so good.
Yeah.
Stella, I just asked her. I talked to her on the phone right before I came on, and I go, can you think of advice I give you? And she said, yes, because it is harder now because they have to put the actors on self-tape. They self-tape so they can cast a much wider net, seeing so many more people than when I was breaking into showbiz, where we had to go in person. So she said that I tell her that, look, if you know how to write, if you're an actress who knows how to write, because you have more power.
Nice.
And then the second thing I say is, just keep putting yourself out there, trying to take it personally, because you never know what they're going to look for. So just be yourself. Don't feel like you have to try to be what they want. Be yourself, do a good job, do what you think will be right for the part, and then let it go, because you just don't know. It could be nothing personal.
How do you teach these kids toughness and grit? I got a 6 and a 3-year-old.
Oh, yeah.
I want to be rich. I want to fly first class. I want to have a ski house. But if I do all that, they're going to be soft.
Oh, my gosh.
You had this childhood where there's something very difficult happened that maybe influenced you and gave you some grit. But how do you give a kid grit?
I know, that is so interesting. I mean, it's all I could think about is what my dad would tell me. So I think he definitely, you know, I came out to LA on my own with my own money that I made from waitressing, and I rented a rec, and I just rented a cheap apartment, and so I really had to like go broke and you know really live on very little. So that was a good lesson because it was like you know so I think that was good that he really made me learn about money on my own. He just kind of threw me out there. But of course,
figure it out.
If I really did need money, he would help me. But he really did. I did try on my own with the money. I was always bouncing checks, and I didn't know that much about that. And I remember going to the bank, and I would ask what my balance was. I was like, "What is my balance, my checking account?" And I would be like, "Can you say it softly?" Because it was always like negative, you know, bouncing checks and, you know,
I used to always pull the ATM receipts in LA out of the bank trash can because you'd see these guys getting like this expensive car, and then you would see they have like $14 in the bank. You know?
God,
so everyone is a lot of people were lying about how much money they were making.
Yeah. One thing I was going to say too, I got a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame recently.
Yes,
and
you did.
Thank you.
I think we have a picture of that. You did Superstar on the...
Oh, yeah.
You did, yeah.
I think I might post this speech on my Instagram because I spoke about all the jobs that I had way before I ever got SNL or started getting acting jobs. I worked in so many restaurants and dating services and hostess, and I tell this a lot.
Gym memberships.
Self-club memberships. I'm a, you know, so if I act normal, it's because I'm always still driving by looking at like help wanted signs. It feels like it was just around the corner. I'm not kidding. So I think that I like to share to college kids of like, you don't have to have it all figured out right away. It's really hard. It takes time. It's little baby steps, and you know these little jobs. You know, it just can take so much time, and if you want to pursue your passion on the side, that's great. But so I did that for years and years and years. I really struggled. And so I do share that with college kids, and they appreciate it. And I'm going to put that on my Instagram because I talk about every job I had.
That's great.
And it's a lot of jobs in, you know, restaurants.
Also, college kids oftentimes at the commencement, they hear from a successful person, and it feels like it went from commencement to success. Instead of like the 28 years of bouncing checks and working at Cravings and selling blueberry muffins or whatever you were doing.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
The Hawk is fantastic. You're so great in it. It's on Netflix
It's a great show.
Yeah, it is a great show. I think you're just so funny and so wonderful. Thank you for spending time with us today and talking with me. The Hawk premieres July 16th on Netflix. Molly Shannon.